Yesterday, it was reported that Tory Lanez was attacked while outside in the prison yard. He was ambushed and unfortunately stabbed multiple times by a fellow inmate. He was eventually taken to the hospital in critical condition, leaving many of his fans concerned about the rapper. While anything could happen to anyone in prison, people have been looking at this, wondering what really happened. Was Tory Lanez just attacked by someone he had beef with in the inside? Or was this a coordinated attack from the outside by those who want to get rid of Tory Lanez? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the unfortunate Tory Lanez situation. Let's get right into it. Back on August 8, 2023, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Even after being found guilty, many people felt that Tory was an innocent man. They felt that many of the details of the trial just didn't seem to add up. I myself questioned this entire situation and felt that it wasn't at all what it seemed. Regardless, Tory was sent to prison for the shooting of Meg and was serving out his 10-year sentence. While in prison, Megan's supporters were expecting him to just stay quiet and do his time. But ever since Tory got locked up, he has been outspoken, calling out what he believes was injustice, while at the same time still proclaiming his innocence. This has made many people upset at Tory, specifically Megan and her team over at Roc Nation, who many believe online might have set up Tory from the beginning. Even after Meg and her team spoke out about Tory, he hasn't stopped letting the world know he was set up. He went as far as to record music from inside a prison, making a whole entire album proclaiming his innocence. He recently dropped that album from prison where he called out Jay-Z, claiming he, Megan, and Roc Nation allegedly set him up for the shooting incident. Now, just a few months later after dropping that album, Tory ends up getting brutally attacked inside of prison. Yesterday, it was reported that around 7 a.m., Tory was outside in the yard when another inmate ran up on him and began shanking him with a prison-made shank. He was reportedly hit 14 times, leaving him with 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Due to the attack, both of his lungs collapsed on him, and he was then rushed to a nearby hospital in critical condition. He was then placed on a breathing apparatus to help his breathing, and by the grace of God, he was eventually able to recover enough to breathe on his own without the machines. According to some sources, it is unknown what led to the attack, with no reports as of yet indicating a fight or any sort of argument before the attack began. Realistically, it could have been a prison fight gone wrong, as in prison this sort of thing happens all the time. But considering the fact that Tory was just calling out Jay-Z and Roc Nation a few months ago, you can't help but to think this was deeper. The timing of this situation makes all of this rather suspicious. The whole time Tory was in prison, I didn't see any reports of people trying to harm him. But after the album drops and he was calling Jay-Z out by name, all of a sudden this happened to him. You can see why so many people, including myself, are suspicious of all of this. Let's be honest here. Tory is a rich rapper who's likely surrounded by people who want to protect him just to be in his good graces. I don't think this would have happened to Tory just over some prison beef, but it is possible as prison is a wild place and Tory is reportedly in general population. The fact that this could have been a pre-planned ambush is also very telling. They got him 14 times with 2 hits to the head. That seems like the person was trying to make sure they got rid of him, not just hurt him. People put hits on people in prison all the time, that's common use. Inmates that are spending life in prison get paid on the outside and they have no issues getting rid of someone as they are already spending life there. Honestly, although we don't have any confirmation right now, it wouldn't be a stretch to think Tory was targeted. In my opinion, they probably thought that by sending Tory to prison, he was going to be done with. They assumed he was going to get canceled and no one would rock with him or care about what he had to say. But the opposite happened. More people started to ride with Tory as a lot of what happened with the case just didn't seem to add up. Then Tory called out the whole incident with his former lawyer from prison, pointing to it as a reason why he should be granted an appeal. As I spoke about before, Tory came out and claimed that he was set up by Roc Nation, who he alleges compromised witnesses, the court, and even his very own lawyer. Tory Lanez brought up some undeniable evidence, in my opinion, that his own defense attorney was allegedly sent by Roc Nation to make Tory lose the case. Tory was being defended by lawyer Sean Hawley. Sean is a very powerful lawyer who had a role in the infamous Simpsons case, helping free OJ. Tony hired Sean in hopes of her successfully defending him, but that wasn't exactly what happened. 5 days before Tory was found guilty, Sean requested she be removed as Tory's lawyer, abandoning him in the middle of the trial. With little to no explanation, she quits on him, and Tory was forced to get a whole new lawyer. This was rather strange, especially for a lawyer of her caliber. But the reason she did this, according to Tory Lanez, was because she was secretly working for Roc Nation. Tory claims that Sean was working for Roc Nation due to 2 reasons. 1, Sean kept trying to force Tory to take a plea deal that would basically force him to take responsibility for the incident. Tory didn't want to do this because he believed he wasn't guilty. The moment Tory refused to take the plea deal, she decided to abandon the case. On top of this, Tory pointed out a strange coincidence that took place after she left. See, right after she dropped Tory, she released a new TV show that she had executive produced. The TV show was called Reasonable Doubt, which coincidentally just so happens to be the name of one of Jay-Z's top-selling albums. Now, while this might have just been a coincidence, things start to get strange when you go through the titles of each episode. Episode 1 is called Can't Knock the Hustle, which just so happens to be the title of one of Jay-Z's songs on Reasonable Doubt. Episode 2 is called Family Feud, which just so happens to be a song on Jay-Z's 444 album. The third episode is called 99 Problems, which is a song on Jay-Z's The Black album. The fourth episode is called Guilty Until Proven Innocent, which, you guessed it, is the name of another one of Jay-Z's songs on his Dynasty album. The fifth episode is So Ambitious, just like Jay-Z's song on the Blueprint 3. The sixth episode is Renegade, which is Jay-Z's song on the Blueprint album. The seventh episode is called N-Word What, N-Word Who, which is awfully similar to Jay-Z's Jigga What, Jigga Who on his Volume 2 Hard Knock Life album. The eighth episode is Song Cry, which is a song on Jay-Z's Blueprint album. The final episode of Season 1 is called Already Home, just like Jay-Z's song on the Blueprint 3. As you can see, each and every episode and even the name of the show comes directly from Jay-Z. Jay-Z, who just so happens to be the owner of Roc Nation. This is already suspicious enough, but it's even more suspicious that one of the first songs they play on the show just so happens to be a Megan Thee Stallion song. Now think about this. In order to have included these songs, they would have needed to get an approval from Roc Nation. So if we look at this wisely, Tory Lanez's lawyer abandons him during the middle of the trial after he refused to take a plea deal. She then ends up making a show named after the prosecutor's victim and star witness's boss, Jay-Z. The show's episode all just so happened to be named after Jay-Z's songs. This pretty much confirmed to me that Tory's lawyer was compromised and most likely was working with Roc Nation. The fact that she openly named an entire TV show after Jay-Z's songs feel like this was purposely done to send Tory Lanez a message. Like Jay-Z wanted Tory Lanez to know he was behind his lawyer leaving him. Tory called this out in one of his songs on his recent album called Verdict Day. In the song, he raps, "The verdict day, guilty on all counts. My opposition finally did it, let the ball bounce. TMZ plays the announcement on the wall mounts. LA County Jail, it yells from the wall sounds. Trial lawyer left me like she's Kevin Lyles. She was in bed with my opposition like wedding vows. Started seeing inconsistencies from bail amounts. The ones who pay her are trying to sue me over Zelle accounts. Set up in the cell and spoke to Raina. Only way they can beat me was using the powers within. Sean Holly, that's a name I would call special. Only a special person can rep you and want to dead you. Go to your DNA expert and say don't test you. You fully excluded but inconclusive is what she tells you. The DA's first offer was 9 years. The second, it was 6 at 85, about 5 years. My lawyer keeps on pressing me to take it. I'm like, nah, I ain't do the crime, so I'ma sit down right here. She's losing my bail hearings, I feel like it's on purpose. I begin to side-eye, I'm seeing what's on surface. But she's a black woman, so hey, I say I trust it. But at what point is it? You did me dusty. Working for my accuser and working for me. All the information I gave her is at Roc. Y'all had my lawyer in y'all pockets, she's circling T's. And that's why Megan always talked like jail was certain for me. It's cause y'all paid for them 10 years. Let's keep it honest. My judge sitting at the brunch like, and y'all was seeing outcomes and he was seeing dollars. Why would they go to this extent? Please forgive him, Father. As soon as I realized you saw it coming, you started to look back on your tracks and got them all covered. You knew that I found out what you did right before the trial. You quit before I fired you and did it with a smile. In this verse, Tory Lanez admits he was defeated, admitting that he was found guilty. He goes on to say his opposition finally did it, meaning Roc Nation finally got him and he couldn't beat them. Now, after calling out Jay-Z, Roc Nation, Megan, and his own former defense attorney, he ends up getting brutally attacked inside of prison. Forgive me for feeling this is all connected, but come on. The writing is on the wall with this one. All of this is sadly a tragedy, and I'm praying for his recovery. While I wasn't necessarily a fan of Tory's music, I was supportive of what he was trying to do before all of this happened. Tory was spreading a positive message to artists who could have changed the music industry for better. Tory left his label despite the labels offering tens of millions of dollars for him to stay signed. He then proceeded to tell the other artists to do the same thing. This is honestly what I believe made him a target. Tory Lanez got free from the slave labels and tried to free the other slave artists. When he did this, they targeted him because they knew his statements could disrupt the industry's predatory practices. These labels wanted to keep the artists as slaves, and Tory was preaching against that. It was even alleged that before the issue of Meg, when Tory officially became independent, allegedly Roc Nation approached him and offered him a deal. He turned it down. Then this obvious attack seems to be orchestrated against Tory Lanez. He gets sent to prison. He is then messed with in prison, as it was reported that they raided his cell and confiscated his recording equipment. Now, it's being reported that he almost lost his life. It's clear as a 4K movie what's going on here. Remember, Tory warned about all of this right before the trial. He told the world that Roc Nation had allegedly called him and threatened him to stay quiet.
I get a call from Roc Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't understand what the issue of me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever this is. Like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue. 2 days later, the TMZ report come out. All of a sudden, the affiliates of her circle start pointing like little subliminal fingers, like count your days and like.
Now, I believe we're sadly seeing what that or else was. Honestly, it appears he was set up to me. As of right now, we don't have any confirmation, and hopefully, we will get the answers we are waiting for soon. Regardless, we need to stand up for what's right. We have to call out the industry by no longer supporting them. The industry is corrupt and damaged, yet people fully support it, giving billions of dollars to those corrupt labels. We need to unplug and free ourselves, as we are just as much as slaves as these artists. They control everything and are using everything against us. Instead of being a pawn in their system, be a part of the change. We now have to bring awareness to what's actually going on here. We have to demand the change we want to see. Don't play along with their games. Instead of pretending whatever the media states is facts, we need to ask the right questions. Why exactly did all of this happen to Tory? Everyone agrees that this case was all over the place, but still most people just believe and do whatever mainstream media tells them, playing into the game. Whether you love him or hate him, Tory stood up against the system. We should stand up with him for the greater good. I'll be praying for Tory's recovery, and I hope you guys do the same. And I'm gonna keep my eyes on this story to keep you guys updated. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.